I am on a quest to create. Wait, no, no, I'm doing rambles. Um, I should pull up. I don't have that list up. I should pull up that list. When I pulled up the list, or I didn't have the list last week somehow, and I managed to like talk about 3 or 4 different things, but because of that, I didn't I didn't manage to mark off what I did and didn't talk about. So I actually don't know. I might repeat myself on at least one of these points. Um, really, I haven't added anything new to the list in the past like 3 or 4 weeks since I recorded the previous rambles. I'm gonna head off and well, I'm gonna sleep first, and then I'm gonna head off in that direction again. There we are. But I'm gonna try to again go over that mountain because I think there's a second entry or whatever to a new cave that I didn't get to completely explore yesterday. Last rambles. Um, Although it does mean that I can talk about basically the first thing added to this list that I just haven't gotten a chance to talk about yet is See, now I understand why I haven't gotten talking about it yet, because it's actually kind of a difficult I don't know how I want to start here. Um I don't caffeine doesn't work really well for me, and I don't like caffeine. Um like there's those two ECCs I did wherein I had a warning in the bottom left that said I was on caffeine, because I mean I recorded those videos on caffeine, and caffeine makes me a screaming maniac amongst other things. But I wanted to talk about how people who like rely on caffeine, um, like relying on caffeine is not good, because like caffeine doesn't give you more energy. Caffeine, I mean, nothing can give you more energy other than calories. Calories are a measure of energy, like a joule. The equivalent, the metric equivalent of a calorie is a joule. Well, what we call a calorie on what we call a calorie on the what we call a calorie on a package label, if I remember correctly, is in fact a kilocalorie. Um, but that's even an entirely other story. Right? But a calorie is a measure of energy. So if you have like 1 calorie of energy, what's the conversion on that? 1 calorie is 4.184 joules. So if you have like a 280 calorie, assuming that a calorie is a real calorie, chocolate bar, that means that you are having a chocolate bar with 1,171 and a half joules. Oh, okay, well I know I must have been here because there's a torch there. Um, okay, I sort of remember scaling down this mountain, I think. Yeah, okay, well, let's do that then. Um, and so, and like even a cup of coffee doesn't have all that many calories, all that many joules of energy to give you. What caffeine does, the drug caffeine, is it takes whatever energy. Ooh, bamboo. It takes whatever. That an oak? I think it's an oak. Takes whatever energy you had for the day, and it compresses it. Um, into a shorter span of time, right? So if you have however much energy throughout the day, caffeine is gonna take that energy and it's gonna smash it into the first half of your day now if you're drinking it in the morning. And now you're gonna burn out at 3 p.m. because you just drank coffee at 9 a.m. and you've used all your energy for the day by 3 p.m. because caffeine has smashed all that energy together. But also, caffeine is just, like, ridiculous conceptually as a drug in terms of, like, you can't drink at work, right? You can't ethanol, alcohol at work. And yet it's like, you're weird if you don't drink coffee at work. You're allowed to do nicotine at work. Not allowed to do marijuana at work. It's this weird, ridiculous, like, I don't know what and like it's one of those things where we don't even think about caffeine as a drug, right? Like there are people who will argue with me that caffeine is not a drug, even though it categorically is a stimulant. And I don't. There's some weird bias going on there, and I think that's interesting. And I think I like to take it upon myself to talk about caffeine as a drug. I mean, because it is. Interesting. All right. Well, we have finally found a cave. But like, to me, caffeine is really dangerous. Like, if the same kind of crap that they spew about a bunch of other drugs that are commonly illegal in North America, like caffeine would be one of those, think of the children drugs, at least the way it affects me. And it's just really weird to me that how normalized it is and how, like, difficult it is to, like, people really have a hard time understanding the concept of not drinking coffee. And then you get, like, these energy drinks, right, that are, like, freaking 14 coffees worth of energy. And that's... I think I would die on that much caffeine. I don't know how people manage to... And then there are people who drink, like, hundreds of these a day. Well, not hundreds, but, like, literally 4 or 5 of these a day. And if you understand that, again, what I'm saying about it takes your energy, X amount of energy that you had in a day and compresses it into a shorter span of time, like, you're just destroying your body. You're using energy from tomorrow and the day after that if you're drinking that much caffeine. Like, probably if you think you need that much caffeine, if you can kick the addiction, most likely you'll find you'll have more energy and feel less tired throughout the day if you stop doing caffeine, because caffeine steals all your energy, or it steals your energy for the last half of your day, or for the rest of your day, or for however much it affects you. And I think people need to be a little bit more in tune with their bodies in terms of understanding how stuff like that affects them. Any sort of drug, alcohol, caffeine, nicotine, etc. Right? Like, if you're if you're doing a drug, you need to pay attention not only to the effects of going on the drug, but of coming off the drug as well. That's very important. Like this is something they should teach in school, quite frankly. But of course, I don't want. It's the same thing like sex education, right? Where it's a taboo thing, so they don't want to teach you and not. Vacuuming outside. That's what I'm hearing. Hope that's not coming over the microphone. Where was I? Oh, you're right. Like sex education, where it's a taboo thing, and they don't want to teach anybody about it because they don't want people, right? They don't want people doing sex, so they teach people. They don't teach anybody anything about sex, and then people get curious and they do things that are not safe because they were not taught how to do things safely. And it's the same thing, kind of, right? Where we don't think about caffeine as a drug, even though it is, and we don't think of even alcohol really as a drug, right? Like we say, drugs and alcohol, like alcohol isn't a drug. But it's very important to instead have that, especially considering that we do have common drugs like alcohol and caffeine and nicotine, and in some states and the entirety of Canada, federally marijuana. I don't know about the rest of the world. I'm sorry. I know I took Canadian international law in grade 12 or whatever, but like. We didn't focus on the international bit all that much, okay? This is a really interesting cave. Every time I'm like, there's always a new decision to be made. Alright, I'm gonna... No. Well, now I'm gonna have to... But I'll go back and I'll come back this way at some point. And that, I'm going all the way back. Right, we have... I don't know how much I'm repeating myself whenever I have to come back into a... Because that's kind of the way I remember what I'm saying, is I just kind of lead back into whatever I remember most recently saying, which might not necessarily be what I most recently said, because I'm honestly not quite paying attention to what I'm saying. I lost my place because I interrupted myself twice. We have all these common drugs, and it's very important to make sure that people understand how to pay attention to the effects of the drugs in your body, both on and off the drugs. That's a very important thing. In general, I think that's good life advice, not even just with drugs, but, I mean, literally anything. How your body reacts not only immediately, right? Like, if I eat something, it doesn't make me puke immediately. That doesn't necessarily mean it's healthy or safe. It just means that it's not making me puke immediately, right? But it could just as well be poisonous in some way, or some so forth. And it's important to recognize that if you feel unwell after eating, you know, hours, days after eating something, being able to pinpoint what caused that, right? And so this isn't even something that they should... I mean, it's very helpful in the context of drugs, which basically are guaranteed to alter your bodily function, because that's what they do. This cave is amazing. But, I mean, anything can adjust your bodily state. And I think it's good to even have that for non-drug purposes, even though, again, drugs are guaranteed to change your bodily state. I mean, that's why they're drugs. And over-the-counter drugs as well. I mean, they do this with over-the-counter drugs, sort of, right? Or they're like, well, tell your doctor if you've had X symptoms, or you get X symptoms after, and these are common side effects and stuff like that, right? And side effects are in everything. There's a side effect for quite literally everything. We just don't think of it that way, because I guess generally speaking, those side effects are either assumed to be kind of commonly known, or are not considered to be a big enough deal to be considered. Oh, I should eat some golden carrots. I'm starving and low on health. I can see my health entirely, but I cannot see my my hunger. Whoa, that is an entire block of copper. I didn't know entire blocks of copper could naturally spawn. Did you know that entire blocks of copper could naturally spawn? A block of raw copper. Huh. Huh. Raw copper? No, it's my... Well, then I have to bring a crafting table with me. What's the point? Is raw iron the same way? It is. What? What? Oh, this is a big open expanse. Oh my. I think I said everything that needed to be said about that, but I don't know what to... I don't know what to talk about, because I believe I've mostly ran out of, I've ran out of topics. Which is fine. That's fine. We're allowed to have a little bit of quiet, right? Right. So I did that video on, YouTube, on the YouTube Playables, which is actually performing well. Which is good. I'm glad, because I very much enjoyed recording and editing that video. It was a very good video. So I'm glad that people are enjoying it and watching it. And I have more videos of that sort of format and some other stuff as well, coming up in the future. I have now, like, it's become a Kanban. It used to be a notepad list on my desktop. Now it's a Kanban. Like the ECC. Like, there's ideas on there that probably won't happen for, like, years. There's also ideas on there that I can do, like, right now, and quite a few of them are, or at least 2 of them are of a very similar sort of format. I really like that format of, like, having kind of a variety of things going on that I can just, like, when I'm no longer interested, I can just go... This is a cool passage. I guess through that dripstone area. I mean, that was totally randomly generated, right? But, like, that's really cool. Yeah, I quite like that format of having multiple things going on, and being able to just, like, when I'm no longer interested, which probably means that the audience is also no longer interested, I can just move on to something else and still have, like, a full half-hour worth of entertainment video. Like, I think that works well. I also noticed that, I mean, the Sims 2 PSP boss battle ending, which is currently the earliest available, viewable, public video on my channel. It is one of the it does really well. It gets views all the time, and I realize that the reason why it gets views all the time, and I mean, I finally looked at my analytics. I didn't really bother looking at my analytics on that video, because, I mean, quite... Something I've mined out already? Have I been here before? I don't think I have. I mean, if I had mined it out already, there'd probably be torches. Well, anyway. That was a cool loop back. And it turns out that I am the #1 result for Sims 2 PSP. Another block of raw copper. Didn't know that was a thing. Whew. I'm gonna jump into this pool. Dude. Oh, y'all can fight that out. Oh. I don't wanna fight you, zombie. I wanna kill this creeper first, at least. No, die. Die. What was it that I was saying? Oh yeah, right. Sims 2 PSP. So yeah, I'm the #1 result for Sims 2 PSP boss battle. And I am like the 6th result on Google for the Sims 2 PSP ending. Ah, oh, frick you! See, this is the type of traps I like. Oh, I thought those were emeralds. Freaking... Ugh. Anyway. And... probably, deal is that, like... Sims 2 PSP is kind of that perfect niche where... there's enough people looking, and not enough people providing. Not a whole lot of people providing. And so... I shall, I think I will produce more videos on Sims 2 PSP. I think maybe I'll do like a series of videos on Sims 2 PSP. I don't know. If I do, I want to do this thing where I'm gonna produce... Maybe I'll produce multiple tracks, but I'm thinking that I need to produce like a very Sims 2 kind of composition song for the theme of the series. I think that would be cool. But I don't know how I'd go about doing that necessarily. Like, I don't know... I have that idea in my head of, like, a Sims 2 type of theme, but I don't know where I, like, what I do with... how I do the intro to make that work. I don't know. I really like my kind of short branding, not really even an intro, as I take my first inhale for the... Did I explore this entire... Oh, it was down there that I didn't want to... Okay. My initial inhale, and that's it. With the circle L, and that's it. I think that, like, that works. There's one video where I'm gonna have, like, a very 2010 sort of intro. You'll see that eventually. I'm not gonna say anything more about that. It was way... Oh, wahaha! Diamonds behind the iron! I'm not gonna... I came up with the idea and I was like, this is way more effort than it's gonna be worth for the silly idea and nobody's gonna get it anyway. But I did it still, and so it will be there, whenever that video gets produced, which, I mean, it's kind of pushed far back. But it will be produced eventually, and you will see it eventually. But I think that one will work well because it's a reference to very 2010s sort of YouTube, right? Whereas, I don't know if I want to, like, I don't know if I want to do and I don't know if I want to, like, that's not what we do in YouTube anymore, right? We don't have those 2010s type of intros. We don't do intro music. We don't do that anymore on YouTube. And I don't know if, like, it would work in my... against me, if it would be against my favor to, oh, for the... Oh, well... Ooh, a flint. Yeah, I don't know, like, if that would work for me, or, like, I think it would work against me, perhaps. And so maybe the solution is to do the, what is it, the sponsor skip, or whatever, sponsor block add-on. Because they also have, an intermission, thing, and enter my own intermission on my own video, the intermission skips that people who use that extension can skip that intro, I guess. That might be an idea. I don't know. I don't know, like, I also don't really know how, I assume it's, like, they say it's a merit type of system, which, oh no, oh no, 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 bad. Oh, they say it's a merit type of system, but it's like, if it's my own video, do they have that? Is that a thing where I can, like, because I'm the creator of the video, everything I enter is accurate? Do they make an assumption for that? I don't know. Yeah, I should, like, I mean, it's open source. I should just, like, talk to the maintainer. But I don't like open source people. Open source people are always assholes. At least that's my experience, is that they always want to just tell you you're wrong, and that what you're what you're experiencing, you can't be experiencing. The issue that you couldn't possibly be experiencing, the issue you're having, or, oh, you're using an unsupported operating system. You're running Windows 10, not Windows 11. We put Windows 10 out of support a day ago. Fuck you. You don't get any support anymore, even though we haven't made a release since that dropped support. Stuff like that all the time. This is why I don't talk to open source people. That's kind of why I don't want to ask. But I should try to ask the dude who's in charge of that that extension, whether I should whether that's a thing, and whether that's a thing that we could do. Because, like, there are a few times where definitely I would I've considered the idea of, if I want to do something, if I want to do X on a video, that it should be able to be skippable with that add-on. Without having to, like, rely on other people to agree with the fact that I would like to make it skippable. Right, that it is, yes, this is in fact an intermission. We know that the original creator has specified it as an intermission, but we need another person to confirm that this intermission is an intermission. I guess I can always, there's always the chapter system though, right? Like I can, this is why even I do chapters for ECC. And a little bit to do with SEO, right, with keywords. Basically get free keyword stuff. I mean, I do keyword stuffing now on the bottom of, on the bottom of the underneath, so I do the hashtags, which are, I mean, new to me, I guess. But I mean, they've been around forever, and underneath those hashtags now I just do the keyword stuffing because it helps, and I know it looks desperate, or at least it looks desperate to me, but like it genuinely does help, and I I I don't think people will care at the end of the day. Like, everyone on YouTube seems to be doing that now because the tags were made useless, apparently. And so instead we just keyword stuff in the description. And that's fine. I mean, I don't, like, I would not be keyword stuffing if it weren't detrimental, but because basically everyone else is doing the keyword stuffing too, everyone else who's trying to build some sort of YouTube following is doing the keyword stuffing thing in the description. I don't think, like, it's not like I'm getting a leg up. If anything, they're if everybody's cheating, then, and if you cheat as well, then it's no longer cheating, everyone's just playing at the same game, right? I mean, I have somewhere I want to go with that thought now in terms of, like, cheating in games and stuff, right? Where if you're like, if everybody's a TF2 bot, then if you're playing with an aimbot, I mean, you're still at a disadvantage as opposed to these AI bots, right? Not that I play TF2, I just happen to be aware of TF2's full bot problem and aimbots and so forth. Right, but it's not a... It's when you're at a disadvantage, it doesn't matter what you need to do. Like, this is even in life, it's kind of, you need to, capitalism kind of demands you abandon your morals. And in doing so, you kind of have to recognize that, you know, what you need to cheat the system as much as you can if you're at a disadvantage, right? There are people who are born into immense privilege who, you know, don't need to put in any effort, and they get to do everything they want, right? And then you get people who are not only not born into privilege, but I want to go over there, but I don't want to go through the hassle of going over there. And you have people who are not born into privilege, and not only that, but they're also disabled. And it's anything you can do to get closer to that privileged person, whether you need to lie and cheat to do it, because otherwise you're gonna die, right? Like, you do what you need to do to survive, and you do what you need to do to thrive, and sometimes what you need to do is to lie and cheat. Like, anybody who has applied for disability will tell you that they most likely... Well, you always have to apply once, and then when you apply and they reject you, and then you have to apply a second time. And also that they exaggerate their disability in order to get accepted. And, I mean, you shouldn't have to prove shit to anybody that you're disabled. If you're disabled enough to, like, to get disability benefits, then you need the to attempt to get disability benefits, then you need the disability benefits. And so, like, it's lie all you want if you're disabled about how disabled you are to get those disability benefits, because you deserve them whether you're lying about it or not. Whether you're lying about how intense it is, how bad it is or not. And I have a hard time, like, I'm not saying I practice this well. I'm sure there are a lot of people who struggle to practice this, who know this and struggle to practice this. That, you know, you kind of need to, I mean, quite literally, I might have said something about this last week now that I think about it, pulling oneself up by their bootstraps, right? Which is not something you can do. Bootstraps are straps on your boots. If you pull up your bootstraps, you just kind of fall over at best case. How long have I been frozen for? My meat space to cyberspace interface is running low on charge, and therefore I was frozen. But now it is plugged in, so it has charge again. Anyway, I'm sure there are people who have, or yeah, who other people as well, who, like, struggle to take that to heart, despite knowing that you kind of need to fight your way into, cheat your way into anything, quite frankly, if you're not already in a very privileged position. And so I'm trying to keep that in mind more, but it's very difficult, at least for me, to like, I struggle to tell non-truths, I struggle to lie, I struggle to keep information even though that's kind of my preferred, that's what I prefer to do, is lying by omission, as they say, is still lying, which is bullshit. Fuck you. Omission is simply omission. But, you know, I try to kind of, like, because I struggle to lie, I've met this compromise place where, you know, I will never say anything that's untrue. I'll just say things that perhaps lead you to believe something different than the actual events that occurred, or something like that. But I will never say anything that is untrue, because, well, two things. One, I struggle, like, I ethically struggle with it. But two, because I have a hard time maintaining a lie. Diamond. Yes, I will shoot the creeper with a bucket! Freaking, this creeper's hard to get. Let's. Oh, for the love of heck! Alright. I have a hard time, like, just maintaining my lies, and so it's a lot easier to not lie, and therefore I don't get caught. It's that simple. And even to the point where, like, people will tell me that they have lied. I will not maintain your lie for you, especially if you're lying about me. A lot of people seem to somehow struggle with that concept, that, like, if you say something that is untrue about me, whether it's positive or negative, I totally will, if in the event that it's mentioned around me, state that it's a non-truth. 'Cause well, too, again, ethically, I just don't want people thinking what's, like, I am already quite talented and have my own merits. I don't need people I don't need to lie about my talents and merits. I don't like, I mean, I already have so many talents and merits that it's... I already have so many talents and merits that, like, I bet there are people who already think that I lie about being able to do things until they see me do those things, and there's nobody who will ever see me do all the things I can do, because I can do so many damn things! But, I don't, because I have, I mean, I guess not even just because, but that's a big part of it, is that, like, this is my set of skills and merits, and you know, whatever. I don't need anything else. I don't need to embellish that any further. I don't need to inflate my skills and merits. And if you're gonna tell somebody that I can do something that I can't do... See, I knew it! I knew they spawn in clusters of kind of cube things. Like, that's... I don't need that in life. Acknowledge me for what I can do, instead of acknowledging me for what someone else has said that I can do that I actually can't do. And I recognize now that putting this out into the internet means that, well, one of two things: that there are people who will start spreading lies about me, positive lies about me, bother me, or there will be people who, or there'll be people who, you know, complete opposite, where they'll be spreading all about what I can do, which I hope you're one of those people. I hope you're a what I can do person. Like Minecraft skins. I can do Minecraft skins. You can commission me for a Minecraft skin on Fiverr. Look at that, a natural segue into... I don't... Statistically speaking, you're not subscribed! You should subscribe to me! I also struggle with doing those. It's really fun when I can get a natural one. Like I just did there. Because those are my favorite. I have a hard... I don't struggle so much with doing it because it actually makes sense, topically speaking, to bring it up, right? But, my voice is dying. Jeez. If I... If I, yeah, right, but I feel I have a hard time kind of doing the subscribe and like plugs because they're difficult to, like... It always seems jarring to me, when it's kind of brought up for no reason. And, like, I... Probably, for as much as YouTubers do it, as much as YouTube suggests it, that probably the average viewer isn't so bothered by it as I am. And so I need to keep that in mind. And so I same thing again with this kind of compromise of, like, what I am comfortable with or what I'm okay with, and you know, what needs to be done, right, in order to compete on YouTube. And in one of those things is doing the subscribe and like reminders. And I recently came up with the idea for this line because I think it's the type of thing that I would like to it's the type of thing that I would actually sort of, you know, it's my kind of vibes, but also it's like it might actually work on me, is, statistically speaking, you're not subscribed. You don't want to be the statistic now, do you? Which is true. Like, statistically speaking, only 1.1% of my viewers are subscribed or whatever. Um, hmm. Which, I mean, there's that thing a few months, or probably over a year ago at this point, where people would say, you know, only 10% of my viewers have subscribed. But I don't like the idea of, like, you know, making that, like, it literally comes with the implication that you should be making that number bigger for the YouTuber, and I prefer the implication that instead you don't want to be the statistic. You don't want to be like a normie who isn't subscribed to me. You want to be like the non-normies who subscribe to me, right? Like, I think that's a much more entertaining implication. I imagine I could. The thing is, I don't have the actual numbers, right? I have the actual numbers at hand for people who are subscribed, who watch my video, and people who aren't. I don't really have statistics for people who watch my video and don't like it. I guess I sort of do, because I have whatever YouTube counts as a view, and that's under, the total number of, the number of likes, right? So if I have 3 likes and 6 views, and that means that 50% of people would have liked the video. So I guess I do have those statistics, although I'd have to show them. Are those diamonds? Or are those the light vine thingies? Let us see. Closer I get, the more confused I get. Oh, those are diamonds! Whoa! So I guess I have to show myself, like, calculating the statistics, though, if I wanted to show those statistics while I did it. But, like, I'm trying to do in ECC, I keep forgetting, but I'm trying to do the thing where I'll, during one of those sped up bits, I'll go, you know, I'll do my like and subscribe. Oh! Oh, wow! Cool! What was I saying? Well, it wasn't really worth, going on this side in the end, was it now? Anyway. Do 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 do. I was saying something about, you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I was saying. And also, been here for 49 minutes. And I have 3 torches. Let's go back home. What? It's a lot of iron. You already have bamboo. What's this, all these bows? How did I know so many bows? No shovel from the zombies, though. No, I just read the fern. I like fern. Ferns are some of my favorite plants. Seeds! You know, the punching grass for wheat seeds. grass... Wheat is a type of grass. Grass is a wheat. They're the same genus? The idea of punching grass for wheat seeds is kind of ridiculous. It's one of the weird Minecraft survival, not making sense things that, like, I probably hold over from the early days, right? Where, like, no animals or whatever. But, like, I think it's silly now. I think it's the type of thing that... I don't think anybody, when they start a survival world, goes around punching grass for wheat seeds. I think it just needs to go, because I think that's ridiculous. Or, punching grass should just, like, sometimes result in wheat. I don't know, it's weird. The distinction between wheat and grass and getting wheat seeds from grass in Minecraft is really weird. Did you know my favorite grass, black mondo grass, it is indeed a black grass. It's really pretty. Day for loot. And let's grab a glowing sack. Oh, that explains why my fan is running so hard. Well, I mentioned this last time, that the fan on my PC, the fan on the back of my PC needs to be whacked a few times, spin up. I don't know why, but it once again, not spinning. And my computer is, like, being really loud over there. And that would explain it. Wouldn't it now? So it just whacked it now. Now it should be cool enough. Now everything should be fine. Day after day, I will walk, and I will play, but the day after today, I will stop, and I will start. Wow, last week sucked. Steadrown. Wait, what? Did I get it? I got it wrong. I got it wrong. I got it wrong. I got it wrong. And I wanted. Nah, I don't know. I didn't think that far. I mean, I tried. While I was going, I got it wrong the first 3 times. I did not have it. A block minus 2 blocks minus 1 diamonds. How am I saying? And that is a lot of iron. So much iron. Basically no gold. I mean, enough that I can get a block out of it, but same thing with copper, because I just didn't want to mine that much copper. So otherwise, I mean, that's all I got last week, basically. Satan, damn, that is a lot of iron. How many blocks will that make? 26 minus 1 blocks. A lot of these, so we have 2 of these minus 1s here. It's everything. Somehow it all managed to fit in one chest. It's almost impressive.